This is Sports Chasers, where real fans get real sports talk. No hot takes, no narratives, just objective perspective, honest debate, and everything happening across the sports landscape. Now, let's join the chase.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the Sports Chasers. Excuse me, my phone was trying to ring while I'm trying to do this, man. How about that? Hey, happy Monday, happy MLK to everybody that's watching us today. Shout out to all those that's watching us on YouTube, Rumble, I believe, Twitter, X, Twitch. And thank you for chiming in and joining us, man. Before we get into everything, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bells for all the wonderful to me under the sound of my voice on the all the podcast platforms. Do what? Make sure you 5-star review. Love us or hate us. Let us know how we're doing, as you so eloquently do every week. I think this week Alvin was catching praises for what he did on the dugout Friday night. Man, talk about breaking down the Dodgers and them getting. Make sure you check out that. It's the Monday Night Football Blitz, but it's the afternoon. We don't want to be conflicting with the national collegiate football championship game tonight. So we started a little bit earlier, man. So let's meet the crew. Diaz, what's up, man? How are you today?
What up, man? Oh, Sports Chasers Monday afternoon, man. Early edition, man. Yo, how you doing? Man, it was a good weekend of football. Gonna cap it off tonight with the national championship game.
Yep, good weekend of football. Like you said, do it, man. The NFL, man. We'll get into that here very shortly.
What is a catch? What is a woman? The NFL don't know what it is.
Nope. Diego, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just ready to go.
Ready to go, man. Ready to go. Man, and with that said, man, hey, as I told y'all key on the today, man, we got some guests, man. Hey, I met these guests this weekend, man, at PodFest. As you probably highlighted if you saw social media, man. I was out there working and podcasting and things of that nature, man. Happy to have these two with our special guests. We're excited. The guys from the Two Ball Guys Sports Podcast. That's dedicated to NFL football or college football. They told us analytics, excuse me. I can't say debate. And it's a fan-driven conversation, man. So I met these two gentlemen at PodFest, man, and I thought it would be great to have them hang out with us this afternoon and what about a football game. And one of them was Bear, man. He came through. Man, make sure you come through. And he gave me his partner, Tony. They're here today, man. So the two gentlemen from the Two Ball Guys Sports Podcast, Adam and Tony. Let's give them a round of applause as they come through. What's up, gents?
Not much. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Thank you for coming through, man. And like I said, introduce yourselves and just tell us a little bit more about your podcast. I'll start with you, Adam.
All right, man. I'm Adam. I'm one of the two. We started this podcast about 6 years ago. My wife was getting tired of me talking sports all the time, so she said, "Hey, get with your buddy, start talking football." So we started talking football, and we were trying to think of a name. We looked at each other. We're like, "We're both bald, man. So let's go with Two Bald Guys." We've been doing it, love it. Get to talk to my buddy for football for an hour here, but it was great getting to meet you guys up this weekend. I'm real happy to be on. I wish I was a little happier. The Bears would have won last night, but you know what? You asked me to come on. I still come on. I'm not gonna back out.
that, man. Appreciate that. Tony?
Yeah, my name's Tony. I'm the other half of the Two Ball Guys here. I'm the older half, as Adam likes to point out quite a bit, only a couple of years older, but he makes me sound like I'm 70 years old sometimes. But yeah, we're just two guys here in Florida. Love to talk football, sports in general, but we're passionate about football, NFL, and college. And it was great to meet you over this the past weekend at PodFest, and we appreciate having us on.
Well, we appreciate coming on, man. Like I said, we are chasers, man. We just love to talk football, man. Our chat was fired up this morning, man. We was talking things about, catches, missed opportunities, and with that said, let me just go to that point. CBS Sports here, the Broncos, they wrangled their in a decade from Josh Allen, and the Buffalo Bills will suffer an enormous loss in the process. Quarterback on his 23-yard field goal in overtime Saturday. The Broncos reported that he suffered a right ankle sprain. Sprain. He would have been playing, man, but it's broken. He's going to be out, man. And so there was so many things in here, and by the so Jared Stidham, he has appeared in starting in one. Knicks got hurt on the keeper and was Cole Bishop, and Knicks was limping after the play, but there was no indication that he suffered such a serious injury, man. To the panel, and I'll start with D-Dubs, because D-Dubs had a lot to say this morning. No, what? I'm going to start Eric. Find your thoughts on this game, man. Buffalo, Josh Allen was crying. Your thoughts on this game?
Is that towards me? You want to? Oh,
yes,
yeah,
fine.
yeah. First thing I take out of all these games, right, is the analytical approach with not kicking field goals when you have an opportunity to just kick field goals, especially in the first, quarter or second quarter, third quarter. You don't got just kick your field goals and take your points. Stop chasing these points, because it always comes back to bite you in the end. Just take your points. Whatever happened to the good old days, like, hey, let's just take our points. We'll live to fight another day. Everybody's trying to hit the home run play every time with these play calling. And I don't know if it's the analytics part of the game about it, but the analytics they can't, you can't see it, what's going on as far as how the team is playing, how the team is functioning during a game, the weather, this and that. Just take your points when you can take your points. And that's all I gotta say for right now. But you want me to comment on the Bills game?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It starts with Josh Allen. He has to protect the ball. He has to protect the ball. Is first and foremost, you have to protect the ball. In these games, in these weather situations, ball protection is key. It's paramount to you either going home or continuing the playoffs. We all know it all starts with protecting the ball. And that play at the end of the half where he's just running with the ball, and I don't mind him running with the ball. He's great at doing it. But protect the ball. You're running with the ball loose, and that was could have been a 6-point, 10-point swing. I just don't get it. I just don't get some of the play calling from these coaches. And that's why you see so many people getting fired, in my opinion, because that's
a fact.
They just want to make the splash play. Just sometimes less is more. We see it with Dan Campbell, right? With Detroit. He's always going for it on fourth down. Yeah, it's cool when you get it, but when you don't get it, it even massifies the outcome of the game, because you're looking saying, well, what if? Now I get it. You can miss the field goal, but sometimes, man, you just gotta play it simple to the vest, especially in these weather conditions. I mean, throughout all these games over the weekend was just a turnover fest, bad play calling, bad plan. Now the games were exciting because you had basically both teams just turning the ball over here and there, and you'll get your great play, and it was cool. But yeah, you just got to protect the ball, and that's what I take out of this game. Josh Allen has to be better at taking care of the ball.
Gotcha. D-Dubs, you had something? You laughed and chuckled when you said.
I laughed because Ryan's 100% with the going for not going fourth down. We're not going to go for it. We're going for it. We're not going to kick it. I stated that point last week or the week before. I'm about so tired of that. Everybody trying to be the hot one.
The mad in the
yeah, smarter than everybody else in the room, and instead of just taking your points, because again, like Ryan said, it ends up costing you in the end. Another thing I want to address, Josh Allen. Josh Allen, like Ryan said, got to protect the ball. I don't want to hear nothing about this play, even though it was a bad play. We're going to get into that because we don't even know still to this day. It is 2026, and we still don't know what a catch is. Imagine that. I mean, I thought I had enough of Dez Bryant, Calvin Johnson. Now we got this one. You know what I'm saying? So the rules is now how, ask me this one. How do you make a football move when you're sliding? What is and I'm looking to one of my guests to answer this question. What is
the football move? The football move would be the slide. If you catch the ball and get down the slide, that's a football move.
If you get down to slide, but he caught the ball and they both at the same time were sliding together and him with the hands on the ball.
The reality was that me watching the play.
Should you be down by contact and it goes, it's the Buffalo's ball?
I'm going the next day and watching it from the end zone end. He was down by contact.
That's
because the tie goes to the offense.
And I'm not a Buffalo fan. Tie goes to there you go. Tie goes to the offensive player. Go ahead.
But that is what the rule is. So this is guys, I will let you know I am DA, the conspiracy theorist.
Yes.
I believe in nothing that I see. And the reason why there's ambiguity is because ambiguity helps betting. You don't have a rule, then anything can be the rule.
Well, they have a rule, but it's
no, they don't have a rule. No, you just mentioned 4 or 5 different cases where
because you need 3. It's a 3. I read it. It's three steps in order to complete this process that they got.
Yeah, but the process and the steps of the process are what come into question, right? So that being said,
but it's not the reason why they lost the game. But go ahead. That's all I have.
That's just a play, man. I don't.
Yeah.
It's the reason why they didn't win.
But I never sweat the referees like that, because I told Kevin that when you play football,
it's a bang job.
It's holding every play.
Yeah.
But
they can call holding whenever they would like to, and they would be right.
Right.
Probably.
Let me get Tony. He had his hand up. Tony, go ahead.
No, I think you guys are all right on here. I mean, the analytics part of it, how much of that is a factor? Take your points. Yeah, you can kind of blame Josh Allen a little bit, and I hate the Broncos because I'm a Raiders fan, so I didn't think Bo Nix is the guy, but you have to admit he made a couple of good throws, especially that throw in the fourth quarter to take the lead to Mims. That was a really good throw, so I'm going to give him a little bit of credit for making some. Yeah, and Denver's playing at home too. Denver's playing at home, and as far as the fumble goes, was the call on the field an interception? I think that factors in. That factors in too. You have to have evidence to overturn it. Do I think it was a catch? Absolutely. He caught the ball. He was down by contact. So the rule on the field there, I think, kind of that pushed it in a different way. But the interpretation, like I think we can all agree, it changes almost every week, every game. Seems like.
Correct.
I'll say this, man. Me and DA talk about this quite often, and got me to understand is the ambiguity. The you don't, and it's just so bad, man. And I don't know what the NFL I was going to do going forward. Adam, go ahead. What you got on?
Like I might be in the minority in this one, but like after watching that play, I think he was losing the ball before he hit the ground. Like I thought the guy was kind of pulling it away from him before he hit the ground, and I think that's why they called it an interception. Like if he has the ball or they both had the ball at the same time, when he hit the ground, I think he's down. You know, I mean, it's a thing because in the very next game, you know, yesterday the Bears-Rams game. Now that Devontae Adams caught that ball and he took a couple steps, but the Bears guy was starting to rip that ball away, and his knee hit, and they called him down. So I know the Bills fans would be like, "What? You know, that should be the same play," but I don't think that was the same type of play. As I mean, I would have liked him to call it a fumble, but I'm a little shocked they didn't review it at all. Like they didn't even stop the
Exactly.
game. They didn't
Right.
anything like that. But also at the same time, I had some Bills fans there that were just complaining about it being conspiracy. I'd be like, you know what? Don't turn the ball over 4 times earlier in the game.
That's the fact.
You're not in that situation, you know?
Absolutely. And that's the big
Got you, Ryan.
Yeah, and that's the biggest gripe, like you said, is not even reviewing the play on a huge play call like that can determine a game either way. You have to get it right. Now, you can still look at the replay and still get it wrong. And like you said, because it was ruled the interception on the field, it was probably going to be hard to overturn it, even if you did review it. But you have to review it. Like, where are we going here? Like, we have time. Yeah, just
Right.
get the play right, or attempt to get the play right, so that each fan base is not questioning themselves like, well, why didn't you review it? If you review it and you got to go with the play on the field, which was because it was inconclusive or it's not enough evidence to overturn it, then cool. But you have to go through that process. And I think that's what McDermott was talking about. Just go through the process of getting the call right, whether you get it right or you don't get it right because it's too close to overturn the call on the field, but give us the process.
Hey, Ryan, and which made him call the timeout because he explained it in the press conference.
Correct.
He's like, that's why he called the timeout
He
to
thought he could
slow
make
it
them.
down.
Yeah, he
slow
thought
it
he
down
could make
a little
them
bit.
relook at the play.
Correct.
But
But
the
here's
only
the-
way you can make
Absolutely.
it is a flag.
here's the thing,
rough.
D. But check this out, which makes me think what Adam said is correct. What he said is that he think the ball, that he didn't have control over that ball, which kind of explains his reaction. If you look at Cook's reaction, his reaction was like, he didn't like say, I got that, bitch. I got that. You know what I'm saying? I got it. He didn't say none of that. He sat on the ground like a proverbial baby. I mean, if you look back at it, and it was kind of, you kind of think about it now. You look at him, you look at his reaction, because most guys, if they really caught that ball, they are screaming to high hell, making a fuss, all type of fuss to say that they got the ball. Now, until they see the replay and it says, nah, you didn't have the ball. But in this case, he didn't cause no fuss, nothing. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm done.
No, my first thing looking at it, I mean, we're talking about Cook here. He has a history of concussions. I thought he was concussed when he hit the ground. He just didn't know what the hell was going on.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
So I'm thinking, okay, he just doesn't know what's going on. He's probably in shock or like, hey, I didn't get the ball. But like I said, you have to go through the process of taking a look at it if you're the ref. I don't know. I just don't get the logic.
They did. They just didn't show you. They did.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't look at it.
No, Ryan, they did.
No, he said DA saying something else different. Go ahead.
That's something different, DA. That's something for the audience to see. So there's no talking about what we're talking about today. If they just went through the process, then there's no discussion.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
There still would be discussion. First and foremost, there still would be discussion, right? Because then you're thinking they're wrong and you're right? So it depends on your perspective.
But you have the process.
The second part of that process is, yeah, they had a process. They knew they were probably wrong on the field, right? Because as stated by Tony and Adam, two things that really got to consider is what the call was on the field, right? Because what the rule says, you have to have inconclusive evidence against what was called on the field, right? And if you don't have that, you don't have that. And I understand what you're saying, Ryan. But if you really believe that they care about what the fans think in those situations, you are absolutely wrong, because they've showed us plays and replays over and over and over again since they started instant replay and have gone against the grain to make you ask, why are we here then? And we could all see that was a fumble. And you said it wasn't a fumble. I've seen it probably 3 times a week, every week. So listen, man. The elephant is still in the room. And the reality is that, hey, they're going to make the call based upon what benefits them. And that's that. Because these guys are professionals. Like, these are not like other sports where, you ain't paying the ref for it. NFL refs get $300,000-$400,000 grand a year. These are professional dudes.
Yeah. No,
They're not
I
supposed
get
to
it.
mess this up. They're not supposed to mess this up, man.
But my point is, if you're coming at like a conspiracy aspect of it, the NFL would much rather have the Bills in with a Josh Allen in going to the next round and a potential shot of going to the Super Bowl.
I would believe that, but me and my man D Warren, we talk almost for every game. Talk about the spread. We talk about the money. Now, what we don't know is where the money is being bet at, on what side, right? Because usually, an overdog, where people believe is going to win, a lot of money don't go on it. A lot of money would go on Denver. That's why this was really wild to me. I was like, wow, they should right about now turn on the switch and F Denver out of this win now, because now all the money's on their side, and then if they lose, then the bookies get it. But that's not what happened. And I think maybe Josh had he turned in the ball over 4 times. Yeah, to be that close in the game, when you turn the ball over 4 times, yep. One less turnover, and the Broncos win with their 1 point that they were given. I mean, the Bills win. I'm sorry, giving up a point. That's just the way I see these things now, and that's just because the bet commercial comes on after the beer commercial. That doesn't. But yeah, that's why I see it that way. But from a football perspective, yeah, you can probably say you were right. But there's always going to be those calls.
Let me get back with Tony and Adam. I'll start with Adam. Your thoughts on McDermott being rightfully so?
Listen, I don't know. I mean, I think it goes. I mean, I always go back to like what I know I'm going to go to college for a second. Like Dabo said last year, sometimes teams get spoiled by their success. You get teams that get so good, and they want more. Like, but what's more? And we've seen this too. I mean, Tony hates Nebraska in college football, and he's always talking. The grass was greener when they fired. I can't remember who they fired with, Bo Pelini or whatever like that. They always win 10 games a year or whatever. Same thing with the Steelers. When they wanted Mike Tomlin out. I mean, you go around and you talk to 32 franchises. I guarantee 28 of them would like to be in the playoffs every year, having a shot. But now they get mad because they lose in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah, Tony's raising his hand. The Raiders. I mean, you think the Jets would like those guys? Come on. I mean, so should he take some blame a little bit? I mean, they got to get over that hump. But at the same time, the Bills were awful before he got there. I mean, outside of the 90s, they haven't been good. So, I mean, who are you going to go get? I mean, you're going to try and pry Mike Tomlin away? I mean, what are you going to go do? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what would be better than McDermott right now. I don't know. I mean, I get it a little bit, but at the same time, like, as a Bears fan, I'm happy they're in the playoffs this year, but I'd take them being in the playoffs 10 years straight, So, I don't know. I think it's just being spoiled. Be spoiled by their greatness,
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. The Steelers are in the same boat. Firing Tomlin, yeah, he makes the playoffs and loses first round every year. But as a Raiders fan, I'll take that right now. But I think this year is different for the Bills because there's no Patrick Mahomes to eliminate you in the playoffs, which has been, Josh Allen and the Bills kryptonite for the last 4 times they've played them in the playoffs. Like Patrick Mahomes isn't there, Lamar Jackson's not there. You got beat by a solid Denver Bronco team with Bo Nix as the quarterback. I'm not saying anything bad about Bo Nix, but he's not exactly a seasoned quarterback that you look at and be like, this guy's going to make a run in the playoffs. But their coach, he might make a difference because he's doing pretty good with that team. But am I excited? Am I surprised? No, but maybe my Raiders now have a chance to go out and get a decent coach. I hear they might be interviewing Dolphins. I don't really want him, but maybe they could pick the move. Maybe I don't think he's going to coach. I would take this guy all day long as the Raiders' next head coach. So maybe that gives the Raiders another opportunity to get a decent coach in there.
I agree. Guys are spoiled.
Got you, D.
No, man. What I was just saying, I don't think there's nobody happy that McDermott got his fired today. I mean, but the reality is that the man's been there for 9 years. They have been losing, to Adam's point, and back in the day, and then they had progressively gotten better, and he's had his chance to get better, and it doesn't how you say it doesn't look good even when you had, like you said, you had no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow to contend with, and we still lost. That's as an owner, you saying, man, what in the? I got me a defensive-minded coach. The defense was subpar at best, maybe. I mean, it was all right.
That's the problem.
Good point. Good point.
That's why he was fired. That's why he was fired.
What we talking about, man? I mean, I now he might go somewhere else, and now if God bless him, if he goes to the Raiders, man. The Raiders, y'all need to give him a 6-year plan to get that right.
You can't fire him after 1 year.
You can't fire him after 1 year.
No.
McDermott earned the right to be, if he get wherever he goes, he earns the right to get at least 5 to 6 years.
Sure.
Now, if he,
Yeah,
now, go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I think the reason why he's fired today is, like you all make good points, is all the the quote unquote upper echelon quarterbacks are not there to have that excuse. Well, at least we lost to Mahomes. At least we lost to Lamar, or at least we lost to Burrow. That's true. The reason why he got fired today is because he's losing in the same fashion every year. It's the same fashion. It's heartbreak fashion. Every heart. Yep. So you have to say yes. What do I always say to you guys? I'm like, all you can ask for as a fan base, is your team has an opportunity to make the playoffs and get there, and anything can happen. But when you're losing the way you're losing every single year in heartbreak fashion, maybe the owner's saying, like, man, we just got to change it up, and maybe our luck can change. It's tough, right? Because it's tough because it's like you have to do something. Right, you're not gonna get rid. It's the whole saying. You can't get rid of the whole team. It's obviously the coach always falls on the sword in things of this nature, like this, and it's always gonna be this way.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I got to go contra to you guys. I don't believe in any of that crap. I don't believe in that. Well, Lamar and those guys aren't here. Whatever. They may or may not be here.
That's
right? I'm telling you the way fans and TV talk about it and the way players and coaches think about it. All right. So fans and TV, oh, Lamar's not here. This was not here. That was not here. If Josh in his heart believes he can beat any of those other guys, right? Now, 2, the team itself got away from McDermott in a few ways. I'm pretty sure him, the GM, were probably not on the same page anymore, because they let go of a lot of players on the defensive side, and McDermott is a defensive dude. I mean, they had 2 all-pro safeties at one time and a corner. They had linebackers. Only thing they still got left is Ed Oliver and Milano out of that whole defense, right? So and that's probably because Josh took the money. So, it's hard to spend the money around like you used to when the quarterback takes up that much of the revenue. I mean, of the actual the pie, because the NBA's pie is that pie. They don't play around. There's no going outside the pie, right? So he you can't have the same players, right? So then you go to the last pieces, which is really big. Not so much the other quarterbacks not being there. It was the fact that you ran your division by default 6 years, and then the last 2 years, you saw something going on in New England, and you couldn't do anything to stop it. And it rolled up on you like the winner, in the Game of Thrones, when the White Walkers came. Like, there's nothing you could do. But there was things that you could have done. You know, you could do things to shore up your defense because your defense was abysmal, dude. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. You know, and I understand the salary stuff, but that's for the head coach and the GM to put their minds together on and say, hey, man, can I at least get this? The last move they made was to get an old, what's his dude, the dude from Denver with the big glasses, Run DMC glasses, Vaughn Miller. That's the last move you made. Last move you made.
Yo, D.
He's going to make a move after that. He hasn't. He got Joey Bosa.
That's true.
He got old Bosa, right, who was never good as young Bosa, but a good player nonetheless. But he is definitely on the backside of his career. He's 32, 33 years old, and it's hard to have a 32, 33-year-old defensive tackle that makes an impact on the game, at least consistently. So, you know, outside of the, ESPN saying, oh, well, he should be able to win because this one, that one, and the other one's not there. What? He doesn't have a team. And that's not his fault. It is partly his fault that he doesn't have a team because he took the money. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't, I don't think that Josh or Burrow or Lamar are thinking about him at any point in time during the season or during the playoffs unless they're playing him.
Right. What I meant by that, but what I meant by that, DA, is obviously, yes, you're correct. What I meant by that is that's always the excuse for when they lost. That was a built-in excuse of why he was retained, of why he didn't get fired. Well, now, when those guys are gone and you still losing the same fashion that you're losing, you'll be like, okay, dude, it's you.
Well, that's his first year of.
It was a built-in excuse. So now the built-in excuse is gone.
Yeah, and there was you were right. I just said the built-in excuse was, listen, dude, this is your conference. Like, without a doubt, it was Miami, the Jets, and the New England had fell way the heck off. Man, you could have run around the conference, doing whatever you wanted. But you didn't do so.
And they were winning the conference every year.
But they didn't go to didn't go to where they needed to go. They didn't get either the home field all the way.
That's why he's fired.
Yeah, I know that, but that's not the only reason why he's fired. That's why he's fired. Yes, because what? He had the conference and he let it go. You let the conference go, man. It was in your possession. 6 years. And you let it go. So that's. But he's a good coach, and he will be the Raiders coach or somebody else's coach. I think he's a very good coach. I just don't believe, when he got rid of Leslie Frazier, and I think Leslie might have got sick or something, because Leslie was the guy that actually had that. When Buffalo's defense was right, Leslie Frazier was the coordinator. And then he left, and things kind of started going, winky wonky. But again, relationships do matter too in these situations. And a lot of that we're never going to know.
Oh, we'll just put a bow on this. Buffalo, Josh Allen. We'll see where they'll go. It's as we was alluding to, and he's been with the organization and couldn't get him over the hump. I'm with Ryan, man. I think they had to do something, man. And this was the summer. Can't fire all 50 some odd players, man. So what are you gonna do?
True.
And do this. The next game, we're not going to spend very much on this match. In fact, this should be 5. And I'll just say this. And this was the Saturday night game. This is the Seahawks dominated the 41-6 game. Shaheed yards for a touchdown. If you game, Kevin Walker III was a key offensive weapon. He had around. Sam Darnold played officially. He was 12 of 17 for 124 yards and a touchdown. This marks the Seahawks' first NFC championship game appearance since 2014. The loss ended the Niners season in disappointing fashion and was one of the most lopsided playoff defeats in franchise history. I'll start with Tony. Your thoughts on this game here.
Yeah.
the Niners and the Seahawks.
I mean, I thought the Niners were going to win, but Christian McCaffrey had to have a big game, and he really didn't. I think he had less than 100 yards receiving and rushing combined. I think that was a big factor. Obviously, Kenneth Walker running the ball really well was huge. And I'm not a big fan of Sam Darnold, but he just keeps proving me wrong this year and last year. So he keeps winning, keeps getting it done. And maybe he is, he's not seeing ghosts anymore out there, and he's making plays. So, McCaffrey getting shut down, and Sam Darnold just keeps getting it done somehow.
If people don't remember, Tony alluded to the fact when the Sam Darnold was with for Jets. It was a Monday night league. I forgot who they was playing, and Samuel, after the game, it looks like he got punished and sacked a bunch of times. And one of his, I thought I was seeing down. So
he's figured it out.
Adam, your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I think, like they definitely jumped on him early, and then the 49ers just couldn't come back. Like Brock Purdy was off a little bit. But Sam Darnold's kind of winning, and I understand what Tony's saying, but he didn't win that game for him. Their defense won that game, and then controlling the ball, and they just throttled them. Like, I think them playing at home is going to be a huge advantage over the Rams. But I still have my doubts on if Darnold can really win a game if he has to. Like, they have to put the game in Darnold's hands. Can he win the game? And I don't know if he can do that. But you know what? If their defense keeps playing like that, it doesn't matter.
Gotcha. DA, I'll leave. DA is the Niners fan on here. Your thoughts on Niners? Let me get a Niners. I'm being tongue-in-cheek when I'm doing that, man. But seriously, they made it to the divisional round. The standard is the standard, as DA always says. DA, your thoughts on your Niners?
We weren't good this year. That's all. We were good to a point, but we weren't good enough to beat it where we're at or go past it. And that was a foregone conclusion. Everyone knew that coming in the door. Kudos to Seattle. Great defense. Easy game plan. Shut down McCaffrey. Let everybody else do what they want to do. And they put it all on Purdy to either win or lose the game. And at this point in time in his career, he can't do that. Yeah. So at some point he'll own that $59 million. It's just not right.
I know it.
hey, man, the standard is the standard, fellas. The standard is the standard. I had Jeff Garcia be the number quarterback in the league one year. The Niners have a standard, regardless of who's coaching, who's there. That one spot. You got to be expensive. You have to be extra special. So, and he's not there yet. Now he might be because I think he has a lot of talent. I really do. He's my quarterback, but he ain't worth $59 million. And like I said, two of my guys that would have been on the defense and playing for the Niners are playing for Denver. So Greenlaw and Sopaga. So yeah, they got cut because we gave the money to Brock. No
Gotcha.
bueno.
Let me get to Tony. Tony, your disbelief in Sam Darnold he has this year. Why? And do you not, I guess, come up to your standard or your expectation?
Well, as you know, when he was, seeing ghosts in with the Jets, he was not playing well. But again, he was with the Jets, so I'll give him a little bit of break for that. But he hadn't really done a whole lot until last year with the Vikings. He kind of came out of nowhere. They win 14 games, and then they lose first round in the playoffs. But when you have Justin Jefferson to throw to, that helps a lot. So this year I had my doubts on him as well because he didn't have a Justin Jefferson, but he makes the playoffs. Had a great season in a tough division, by the way. There's 3 really good teams in that division. I know he said 49ers weren't good, but their record was pretty good. And they got the Rams sitting there too to deal with. But he just somehow, and Adam said it, he didn't win the game, but he didn't lose the game for him either.
Yeah, so, exactly.
So and I'll again, I'm a Raiders fan, so my standards are pretty low right now, and I just didn't trust Sam Darnold to get it done. But he leads the team out there. He doesn't lose the game for him. lets the running game and the defense, which in the playoffs, that's what travels and that's what wins. That's what wins games for him. So he just didn't look good early on in his career. And then last year he had Justin Jefferson to help him out. But you know what? He keeps proving me wrong week in, week out. So I might have to jump on that bandwagon and see if the Raiders can trade for him maybe.
Yeah, you know what? Not yet, but let me tell you something. You said something that was really poignant just now. And I say this all the time, man. It's money equaling performance. They're not paying, he got his bread going into Seattle as a free agent, but he's not on that, 30, 40, $50 million range. So I do, based on his salary, I don't think they expect Sam to win games for them. True. They expect them to do just like you guys said, not lose them. That's it. We're going to call a game that's pretty simple. And if we can get one magical play here and there, we'll take it. Because he has all the physical tools. But with that defense and that running game, I don't think they're really going to need him to, ring the bell and do the Josh Allen and run for 10 yards and then get it, throw for 20 and then get it back and then run for. They're not asking him to do that. No. And nor are they paying him to do that, which makes the most sense.
True. Exactly.
Gotcha. DA, real quick, give me 30 seconds. What do the Niners do next year going forward?
Get healthy and, get the defense right. If we get healthy on offense, I think we got enough dudes. We just got to get the defense, a few more guys in the middle to help Bosa and the other guy on the other side that got hurt. And then we got to get another. We got 2-3 linebackers that played early in the year that will probably be back. They got hurt, of course, and secondary is abysmal. I don't know what we're going to do about that, but we probably got to do it in the draft because we're not going to have anyone. So I hope the scouting department is working overtime. So that's it.
I mean, that's what it is.
Hey, can I make one comment? Can I make one comment on the
DA, you play. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make one comment about the Seahawks. A very underrated trade that they made was getting Shaheed to bolster their wide receiving core and also the special teams. Since the trade with Shaheed, I think he has, 3 return touchdowns since the trade, and he's always putting them in great field position with returns and things of that nature. So that was a great trade for Seattle, bolstering up their special teams unit with getting Shaheed. So shout outs to them for that. But great points, guys. Great points.
Move on. I think his internet is out. Can you hear us?
Huh?
I said, D-Dubs, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can't hear him.
You're muted, sir. Yeah, you're muted.
Yo, can you hear me? Yeah, I was saying something that yo, I don't know. It's the internet, man. Yeah. It's not me. Can you hear me?
All right. We'll send a quality control. Go ahead.
Sir, we can.
30 seconds.
No, I'll give you less. There's nothing here. I turned the TV off, man. To be honest with you, I didn't. Yeah, it was out of control. So it was really nothing to watch. Good night early. 49ers tried. They didn't have enough. Like my man, I think it was Tony. I think he said something about McCaffrey. No show, no call, no show. I mean, they tried, man. Seattle moved on. I call Seattle to move on. So, they did what they did. Seattle's defense is tough. Give Sam Darnold credit. His 8th year. He didn't, he's growing. At least he's growing until the next game we talk about, where I just seen regression all over the place. But I'll let you get to that. I'm done.
Yeah. And I'll put it right up on this was, ugh. What's going on the internet? I'm gonna have to say the internet thing too. Yeah. As you see on here, you got the Pats and the Houston Texans. That was the next game in the divisional. The Pats Texans 28-16 in championship. Quarterback Drake May, he threw for 3 TDs. Texas has been difficult night and day. Exceptions, including one return for a touchdown. Struggled with giveaways, and they couldn't recover from it. Pat stepped up. They forced multiple interceptions and key critical moments. The Texans season ends in the Divisional Round for the 3rd straight year, despite season effort. When the Texans started out, man, they started off like 5-2-6 like that, man. Back, man, but talking points here. Were pivotal. Like I said, New England, their defense was they really ramped it up, man. They kind of blood in the water. The Texans, what this law future, and this is the first time back to the championship game period with teams. Brady and Belichick last it was there. Pass it to Adam. Your thoughts on game and your thoughts? Do you think that she regressed? We know what's going on with this.
Well, the first part, and Tony and I talked about this a lot. Like there was a lot more scoring in that game than I thought there was going to be. I thought it was going to be a defensive battle. Like I was like 10-7 type of game. But of course, when you turn the ball over 4 times in the first half, it's not going to help. Tony and I talked about this again too with quarterbacks, and I've said it numerous times. Like, you know, you look great your first year, prove it again. You know, like all these guys come in and they look great. Well, now you got tape on you, and other teams can figure you out. I mean, it happened. You know, Jay Gans a little bit. I know he was hurt this year, but people were starting to figure him out a little bit. You know, I'm even going to go with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was awesome one year, and they started to figure him out a little bit. He hasn't looked as good. Stroud has not looked as good since that first year. The defense carried them. I mean, they looked awful in the first, 6 games this year, and then that defense figured it out, and that's what carried them. Stroud did not do this. And when they needed Stroud to do some plays, he couldn't do it, and that defense just, couldn't make up for it. I don't care how good your defense is. It's tough to make up for 4 interceptions, in the first half. So, again, more scoring than I thought there was going to be. I thought the Patriots were going to win this game. I just thought it was going to be a lot less scoring. But good job by the Patriots. I hate it because I'm tired of the Patriots winning. I don't care that they took 5 years off or 3 years off, or whatever they took off. But, let's go Broncos. I know Tony's going to hate me saying that, but, let's go Broncos.
Oh.
Yeah, nobody over here. Broncos.
Yeah, real quick.
The Texans defense, props to them for even making this game as close as it was with those 4 interceptions. I mean, they were still in this game in the second half there. But I mean, Mike Vrabel, is he the difference maker, the coach there with this New England team? Because they had a rough few years the last few years, and they really turned it on this year. Again, Drake May having a pretty solid year, and that defense for New England's good. They're going to be really, really hard to beat. But I'm with Adam. I don't want to see them in the Super Bowl again. We had enough of a Tom Brady run for 20 years or whatever it was. So I'm not going to root for the Broncos, but man, I don't have a lot of options here because I don't want either team in there. But I might not watch that game at all. But the defensive game for sure. But you turn the ball over 4 times. I don't care what level you're playing at. It's super, super hard to overcome that. I'm just surprised the Texans were even in it.
Tony hanging on the ledge, Kev. He's hanging on. He don't want to see it.
You're right.
I went last week. One in spite, and Ryan alluded to it. Man, you got to run to the ball, man. You turn the ball over, man. You throw the ball. As DA always said to the other team, man. You can't expect your team to win ever. You have a responsibility, like how we talked about the last game with Sam Arnold. You know what I'm saying? He managed the game. Made sure that security is cold. It's and all the guys are professional, and that's all I got. D-Dub, your thoughts on this game real quick.
Here's a look. Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, D.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say. I mean, I thought I could have sworn I heard during the telecast or the broadcast that there was even talking about Davis Mills coming in. Like I thought I could have sworn somebody said that. Like they might think.
Yeah,
about
they were gonna replace him
during the halftime. That's how bad CJ Stroud was on this weekend. It was awful. It was bad, man. I mean, I was like the plays. I mean, when he throwing off, I mean, he threw the ball up in the air like he was like, I know the pressure was coming and I get it, but there's no way in the world that, you know, this is your third year in the league. You know good and well that's not how you throw. If you're trying to get rid of a ball, get rid of it. But you just don't throw it in. I mean, it looked like he blindly threw it up in the air, and it was called for the interception. Went back the other way. But yeah, kudos to your point, Adam. Yeah, these guys these guys were still in the game. The defense kept them still in the game, and they still wound up messing this whole game up again. When you turn over the ball, this is exactly what happens, man. And you know, it was a sloppy game. The weather was a factor, things of that nature. But you know, I was really disappointed in CJ Stroud, and it seems like he's regressing. I mean, his face, the body language, everything. I was like, this guy looked like he don't want it. Like he not supposed to be there. I don't know what was going on in his psyche, but it was something totally off. I don't know what it is, but the body language tells it all. So.
And sometimes too, right?
Gotcha.
A coach has to protect. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
We can.
Yeah. Also too, man, a coach's job also is to protect the player from himself. In those kind of conditions, when you have one of the best defenses in the league, sometimes it's good to punt. Sometimes it's good to punt and let the other team have to score on your defense on a to go downfield and score. You can't put your players in that type of with that weather condition and calling questionable plays. Obviously, it's all on Stroud. He has to do a better job protecting the ball. But you have no Nico Collins. Your best wide receiver is not even there, right? No Nico. So you have to strategize and play to the conditions. It's okay to punt the ball. You can't go out there trying to do too much in those conditions. And I feel like Stroud was trying to play hero ball. He really was, in my opinion.
They couldn't
but
ball either.
At that point, at that point, you have to call a better game as far as being an offensive coordinator. Yeah, he made some great plays because he's talented. He's going to make plays. But sometimes you got to take the ball out of that guy's hand. Ferguson got hurt in the game, so he didn't come back. Shorten the game. Punt the ball, like you guys all said. Even with all of that, the Texans was still in the game with all those turnovers. They're still in the game. And Drake May also turned the ball over a lot too with a lot of fumbles. He didn't have picks, but he had a lot of fumbles because it's the conditions. Shorten the game, make the game a defensive game. You can't give up a pick six. Because if anything, now you take your biggest asset right now without Nico Collins there is your team defense. You can't gift them pick sixes. You can't if you're all the way at your 30-yard line, it's okay to punt. It's just okay to punt to shorten the game and make the game a defensive game. And I felt like Stroud tried to play hero ball and took the game out of their defense, out of the defense's hands, and that's what caused them the game, in my opinion.
So you blame D'Amico Ryans? That's what you're saying, right? Yes.
Yes, because it's play calling. Sometimes it's play calling.
I just want to be clear, man. I like to be clear.
No, I'm not. I mean, obviously, Stroud has to play better.
Yeah,
I get it. You can call the right play and he makes the wrong read or wrong decision. But what I'm saying is, when you're all the way close to your goal line, dude, run the ball 3 times. If you got to punt the ball and force them to have to go a long field, and maybe you get a stop. You got to play field advantage games here, and it has to be a field possession game, in my opinion. Because you have that many turnovers, you're basically doing your team a disservice with that defense.
Yeah.
And you know who knows that? Mike Vrabel, because he was a coach of my Tennessee Titans, and I seen him. Look, we're gonna run the ball and we're gonna punt. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna punt. Eventually, our defense is gonna wear them out, and then we'll get better field position. Then we'll be able to score. I seen it. It's not a coincidence that as soon as Mike Vrabel leaves Tennessee, they fall flat on their face. And now, 2 years into the New England job, he has them in the conference championship. The guy's a great coach because he gets it.
Damn, you fired him?
He knows when. Yeah, it's the dumbest thing Tennessee did. Like the GM and Mike Vrabel are clashing heads. You fire Mike Vrabel, and then you fire the GM 3 months later. Like, dude, why don't you think keep Vrabel then? It's the dumbest thing. But anyway, I regress. But my point is, coaches got to do a better job. Coaches got to manage the game too, not just players. Coaches have to manage the game better.
Hey, Ryan, y'all looking for a coach too, right?
Man, we're looking for everything, brother.
God bless you. God bless you.
We got rid of Derrick Henry.
Oh God, I love it.
But to Ryan and to our point, guys, we made a about. Oh no, absolutely. We took one. It's a therapy session sometimes. You know, I'm not licensed, but sometimes you just get stuff to get it out. Ryan got it out finally. He's like, man, all jokes aside, was there. Tennessee was disciplined. Tennessee, and now as soon as he leaves, it looks like Tennessee looks like it's a chaotic bomb, and it's the new stadium about to be built in Nashville. Man, I've been to Nashville a couple of times. Nashville is a beautiful city, and hopefully they change things around. But get off, yeah, Stroud, he is absolutely progressing. As I said earlier, and that they wanted of him, and then I didn't hear that point, D-Dubs about Davis Mills, man, but during the playoff game, man, that's a lot. And Ryan said it, sometimes you got to protect the player for himself. DA, your thoughts on this game real quick before we move on to the last game
I think the kid has some learning to do. He didn't have full complement of players, and most young players can't play well unless they have everything perfect. The next part of that is that the eye test for the rest of the world, because of his rookie season 2 years ago, he had one offensive coordinator, and then he got another one, and I think he's on 3 right now. So I think he just doesn't. This offense just doesn't gel with him. But he's has to ensure that he gets the team into the right sets and he can audible to runs, unless you're not running the ball well. But it takes a veteran, most likely, to have that type of patience to say, hey, let's go. Let's just keep running the ball, right? And we'll get something. We'll get something. Let's just keep running it until something pops. And that usually only happens with older, experienced teams, right? Because they'll just keep running, and the crowd will be like, why you keep running? Yeah, you're looking at TV yelling and screaming, because with Derrick Henry, one of those is going to be a touchdown. So you just keep letting them run up into the Lions gate, the Lions jaws, and then at some point in time, you're going to run out the end of the Lions ass. So that's kind of what that is. And I think they'll get back to it. I think D'Amico is a good coach. What he's done over his first 3 years is incredible. He's going to the playoffs every year since he's been there. But he has to figure out that continuity is what will get you Super Bowl. Being with a coach and being with a system for a little while is what will get you to a Super Bowl and win one. So that's it. They'll grow. They'll grow and get better. That's all the way I see it. And that defense was probably the best defense. That was probably the best defense of the three. Like, they're better than Denver's defense, and they're better than Seattle's defense. That defense is absolutely nuts on all three levels.
And that's saying a lot.
You know,
And that's saying a lot because those two defenses are good.
yeah, they're better than those two.
I was gonna say
Probably
No.
probably
I
because
agree.
of the wood.
Yeah.
Probably because of the wood. They bring wood and they leave it on the field. Those dudes smash dudes. So, you know, that's kind of where I see that at.
Yeah.
But on to the next, as my man Bill says.
Yeah, gotcha. We'll go to the left. Get his therapy in on this one as well. I'll just line it up for Adam here. Last game, you got against the Bears yesterday. Final score in overtime. The Rams 20, Bears 17. The Rams advanced to the NFC Championship game after edging the Bears in a playoff thriller. Kel Williams, Chicago's quarterback, delivered a jaw-dropping. Listen, that looked like almost like with Tecmo Bowl, man. You know, shout out to those that's in our age range. If you keep backing up and you do that thing and it forced overtime. And overtime Rams to end Bears season. Matthew Stafford and his opportunistic defense and the Bears, they turned the ball over, man. Energized the fans, man, but it wasn't enough to overcome their mistakes. I'll give it. Bears family takes away, spend as much time as you want.
All right, like I got a bunch of stuff on this stuff. Obviously, you know, being a fan. I mean, that first interception, if that was Tom Brady or anybody that was a top quarterback, that is a roughing the passer. You got smacked in the head. I mean, it doesn't excuse the pass, but that definitely changes things, you know, in that first possession. The second interception wasn't great. I think Colson Loveland did something else. The other one, man, I like DJ Moore. He's made some big plays for us, but you talk about guys that feel like they don't want to be where they're at. A.J. Brown, number 1, DJ Moore, number 2. I mean, how do you quit on a pass? And that's not the first time he's done that. Like, he's quit on passes. Like, all of a sudden, he's not the man. But you talk about being in the playoffs, man. We surrounded you with a bunch of guys that can help you out, and that's how you're going to play the game. Like, he quit on them sometimes, and I'm not saying he would have got to that ball, but it would have been a harder interception. Listen, Caleb made some mistakes, but the way he's grown from last year to this year, I mean, Ben Johnson has to take a ton of credit for it. I mean, he's made some plays. He needs to get his accuracy a little bit better, but man, talk about a guy that thinks he's going to win a game at the end of the game and just makes plays and he just gets them there. Like, they're not there without it. Hey, they did a great job of addressing their needs last year. They needed to address the offensive line. They did a great job doing that this year. Caleb Williams wasn't sacked nearly as much. They need to do the same thing for the defense next year. But I think what came down to this game is their third and short. Man, they had third and short so many times in the game and they couldn't get it. At what point do you stop running the ball to the right and maybe let Caleb keep it and roll back to the left a little bit, you know, on like, you know, those RPO type of things. They tried it a few times, but they're down late. I mean, they talked to Ben Johnson after the game why he didn't go for it, you know, for the 2-point conversion. And he said it right. He goes, our short game wasn't working. He goes, our short plays, Rams were stopping it. I think that put into play. But that's not why they lost the game. You know, they had their chance there at the end. You know, they had the ball. Listen, I know most Bears fans would be like, this is a great season, and I'm in that boat. I wasn't expecting them to win the NFC North. We had a chance to win that game. But when it comes down to it, and I think any fan would be like this, oh, it's great to be in that situation. But when you're in a spot where you're going to win a game and you're there, your mindset changes a little bit. Like, I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning thinking about that game, thinking about what they could have done differently. I'm happy with it. We got it right. Ben Johnson's right with the coach. I think that's great, and I'm excited about where they're going to go. The Rams did what they needed to do, but the Bears defense stepped up last night against Matthew Stafford. So they played better than I thought they were going to. I just wish they would have won the game, but a few things here and there. But man, I think the future's bright in Chicago. Just fix that defense a little bit.
Yeah. Also, I would just say, you know, the 3 interceptions cost you. Ryan talked earlier about sometimes chasing the points, man, and
yep.
You know that you know a difference, man. And I wish some of the Ben Johnson came from who, right?
Yeah.
So to Ryan's point, you know, guys keep chasing the points, and this is what happens, unfortunately, on the time. One of the factors I believe which cost them the game, man. And nonetheless, I'm like you. I did not expect the Bears to have this kind of year that they did to win the NFC North. They look on the uprise. They got to fix some things defensively. You know, because sometimes that was feast or famine with them, how they defended. So shout out to the Bears. Tony, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I thought the Bears defense, I know they had some issues and you guys just talked about, you know, they need to get a little bit better on defense, but that Rams offense is really good. It's been one of the best in the league with Matt Stafford there. They've been really good all year long. I thought this was going to be a higher scoring game than it actually ended up being. So the Bears defense, I thought, played better than I expected. Caleb Williams is growing up a little bit. Again, you're fading back like on Tecmo Bowl and you just chuck it in the end zone. He made a great throw to a guy. I mean, that was super exciting to watch that. And then, you know, moments later for Bears fans, obviously was depressing, but I thought they played really good. They're definitely in the right direction. And Ben Johnson's the guy. Ben Johnson comes to Chicago, and then look at what Detroit did this year. Just kind of very disappointing season for the Lions. So I think coaching is what we've been talking about the last, you know, hour, different coaches, Mike Vrabel, these guys taking these teams in year 1, year 2 to the playoffs. And where can my Raiders get somebody like that? Please. That's all I'm asking. So that's my last take on that game. The Bears are going to be fine, Adam. You're going to be okay. They're going to have a good season next year. Ben Johnson's the guy to get it done. And my Raiders need to find somebody like that. So I'm just jealous.
See, hold on. Speaking about the Raiders, and I told this to Tony, what the Bears need to do, because the Raiders need to blow it up, right? The Raiders need to blow everything up because they're horrible. The Bears need to call the Raiders, and they need to get Max Crosby. Whatever they need to offer, get Max Crosby on the other side, Montez Sweat on one side. But I know the one comment up there, Jaquan Brisker, man, he played awesome last night. He was been hurt a little bit this year. So that kind of was part of the problems for the defense. I'm not going to complain about injuries too much because we got a 49ers fan on here. But they get more healthy and they get some guys. But call up the Raiders, get Max Crosby.
Good luck with that.
Gotcha. Ryan, your thoughts on this Bears? We talked about this at poker last night. Ryan, your thought on this game?
Yeah, shout out to Kev for winning his first ever poker night. Shout out to Kev, his first ever poker night in 3 years. So shout out to you, Kev. But what was telling?
Hold on, look at my applause, bro. Go ahead.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
No. What was telling about this game? All great points by all you guys. But what was very telling was the wide receiver drops for Chicago. My goodness. It was I think they said it was 6 confirmed drops, but it was more like 9, but 6 to confirm that goes into the record books as dropped. But you could count like 9 drops. I mean crucial drops too. And that was the most telling thing. Yeah, turnovers in those conditions, you're gonna expect that. But the wide receivers did not help Caleb at all yesterday.
Not at all.
So that's what I took out of the game was the drops, the glaring drops. I mean, six confirmed drops is a lot of drops, guys.
Yeah,
by your wide receiver. That's a lot. That's a lot. So hey, you guys, the Bears got a bright future, man. I mean, that play to tie the game,
crazy.
I mean, I can't even explain it. Like to get out of there, to backpedal, turn around, and then have obviously you're trying to make a play and you can just say he chucked it, but the strength of backpedaling and to get the ball there in those conditions, I mean, it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal play. But that's what Caleb does. He's done that he did that at USC.
About to say he has done that in college. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, but he's a great improviser of the plays when plays break down, and that's one of his biggest strengths. You just got to reel him in a little bit, but you can see it, man. He's just an all-world talent and just a bright future for them. But like I said, the drops were huge, and then that last interception in overtime. Sometimes you don't have to force it, man.
Right.
And that's what what he did. sometimes you just gotta take what the defense gives you and matriculate the ball down the field and see what happens. But he's so special. He's so good. And you got to live with some of those mistakes because he's going to give you those incredible plays as well. It's like the Mahomes factor, right? Mahomes can make such amazing plays, and you got to live with him sometimes. The thing is, Mahomes normally doesn't make bad reads or bad decisions, but like I said, man, just an awesome game. The Rams are tough. That Rams offense is like you said is tough, and I'm actually picking the Rams to win it all. I think the Rams are super good, well coached, and but yeah, just the drops, man, but if I was you, man, I would be super excited. What's to come for Chicago? Absolutely.
Oh, it's the most excited I've been for the Bears in probably my lifetime. But yeah,
absolutely.
That throw, we're a bunch of old guys. We try to throw the ball 45 yards just standing still, or with a crow hop, we can't do it. This dude falling backwards throws 45 yards on the line.
Incredible.
It's ridiculous. He made some bad throws, but that throw, that's special. There's not many guys that can do that.
Couldn't believe it.
And the win,
it was so great that even the Rams defenders couldn't believe it.
Oh yeah, the one guy.
You're like, wait a minute, what? How did he get that there? That's how unbelievable that was. That was crazy.
That one guy that tackled him, it looked like he was ready to celebrate. He looked up at the big screen and saw the catch, and it was just like, no way.
Exactly.
In fact, like you said, off the back leg, which is a no-no, right? That's football 101 for quarterback. Never throw the ball off on your back leg. And then in the wind, in the elements at Soldier Field, and he just, like Ryan said, the defenders who had my man in the corner, it's like, no, he didn't. And then the stadium just erupted in euphoria. It was one of the best postseason moments I would say in recent memory. When it comes to football, man. So, Adam, I'm with the rest of the guys, man. You got nothing but good things to come with the Bears. I think that they got it right with Ben Johnson. We, like you said, we spent the last hour talking about good coaches, man, and they struck gold on Ben Johnson, man. And me and you talked on Saturday about Ben Johnson. He gets it about the Bears and Packers rivalry, man.
Yeah.
Hey, the number one thing when you come here is we must beat the Bears. Kind of like Ohio State and Michigan, right? That's the game that you better win. And people would say, "Oh my God, how could he say F the Packers?" Like, he better say F the Packers, man.
Yep.
Your thoughts on this game, DA?
Hey, I said it in the beginning that I was excited for the loss because it just shows the talent that they have and where they can go. I'm a big team guy. I think it's important that Ben Johnson, still in his first year there, has to still read what's in his locker room, right? Like, which dudes are really down, which dudes are really ready to win. And by him going through this, he saw the quitters on the sideline, in his locker rooms, and those guys won't be there next year. That's what the first year is for. That's what I was telling you, D, about the dude with the Jets, is that, it's going to take a little longer with the Jets because Chicago actually started retooling prior to Caleb getting there.
Yeah.
Offensive line, defensive line, a lot of the players they got while Justin Fields is still there.
Yeah.
So now they just have to tweak it a little bit, fine tune it. The kid can play. He's been able to play since Oklahoma. And when he transferred from Oklahoma to USC and then the Heisman, he's a bad dude. He can play. I think his development is going just fine. And I don't have a problem with taking them shots, man. Right? Because no one was mad at Brett Favre for taking shots.
True.
That's
Linger.
Like, if you have to take the good with the bad, right? Because they're different levels of quarterback. So, like, Sam Darnold may never be a Caleb Williams, but he may never have to be. You know what I'm saying? I watched Phil Simms, what's his name? What's the dude's name in Brad Johnson? What was the dude for the Ravens, the quarterback?
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer win Super Bowls, man. You don't need to have super quarterbacks to win Super Bowls. All right, I've seen a lot of Super Bowls contested for with not great quarterbacks.
But you keep on saying, what's his name? Purdy needs to be great.
No, I say he needs to be better. He needs to be worth his salary. That's what he needs to be. Nothing else. I say that for anybody doing any job anywhere, be equal to your salary, to what they're paying, because that's what they're going to expect. And if you don't do it, they're going to get rid of you. So,
and the dogs agree.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's not Otis, everyone. That is not Otis.
It's not Otis this time.
Otis is knocked the hell out. So, yeah. So, with that being said, I think the Rams have to see themselves lucky coming out of that game. If Chicago's defense was just a tinge better, they would have won that game. Chicago would have won the game if they got one or two more stops. Period. In the story, period. Right? But a damn Puka Nacua, boy. Like I tell you, scouting matters. Scouting matters. If you want to win, you got to see what you get. And those guys that said, hey, this is the guy, when nobody knew who he was. 3 years later, we're like, damn. He might not have dropped a pass in 3 years. So that being said, they got a little bit of a running game there. Their defense is actually pretty bad too. They were pretty good in the beginning of the year, and I don't know what happened. They just got bad. They got the players are still there. Fisk, Verse, they got guys. They just aren't that good. They consistently give up 30, 40 points. So, but I think Caleb will get better. And he'll continue to get better because, quarterbacking is a serious thing. It is one of the hardest things to do in sport after hitting the fastball or curveball. It definitely is, for sure. So I wish them this summer a good scouting season, find some guys to get on the team in there in Chicago for free, hopefully some draft picks instead of not trading for guys. And then you can find someone that's going to run out the whole route. So, because, dude didn't run out the route. Everybody can see that because he stopped. That's it. So quarterbacks go the way they think you're supposed to be at, not necessarily where you're at. And since he probably didn't catch a few passes, he thought they were going away from him, and he didn't run it out.
Zig when he said zag, man. That's what it was.
He stopped. He ain't zig or zag. He just stopped.
Zig or zag.
He just stopped. But again, he's good team, man. I think the NFL is going to be really good in the next few years because I see a lot of good defensives coming back and people intensifying their defensive pursuits on the field.
Love it.
I know everybody says it's the offense. No, it's never been that and will never be that. And you will always need a running back. So you got Swift, who's a good running back. The Rams, the running back committee, it should be interesting. I think the AFC wins the Super Bowl, though, because the defenses that are left.
Please no.
Yo, man, we trying to help Tony off the ledge. Stop playing, D.
Well, I think it's possible, I'd say, right? Because with New England hearing that Bo Nix was out, unless they go in there grossly overqualified.
Man, overconfident. We got Jarrett Stidham.
Sorry, overqualified that they can beat Jarrett Stidham. They're going to go into it kind of knowing they can win the Super Bowl, and they'll be already. And if he's and I'm like you with that, Tony, and I hated the Patriots, but with that being said, we know in the way they did things, they're already planning for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
They've already got plays drawn up. What works against this one? What works against that one? All those things. So this is probably like they said with Josh Allen, this is probably the easiest road you can get now. So I let Judge Stidham come in there and do some things. But it should be the league going forward. I'm very excited for because I love defense. I play defense and I believe in defense, and it travels. So it should be very interesting, man.
Defense travels.
Even tonight, Miami going with the U.
Sir, we'll get into that here in a second. D-Dubs, we can't see you. What are your thoughts on this game? Then we'll go to the college picks.
Yeah, my camera's acting funny real quick, and I had to reboot a little bit. But thoughts, the Chicago Bears have nothing to worry about. They just got to retool, like you guys been saying. So hold on, what is this going on? Okay, I don't know. I mean, because I was rebooting. I mean, as far as for Chicago, I mean, everything was great, fantastic. Caleb Williams played. I mean, hey, what can you say? That play was absolutely crazy. I'm sitting there watching this play develop, and I'm thinking, okay, the Rams, which I picked the Rams, and I'm like, okay, y'all got him. And this guy throws a freaking rope to left upper side of the corner of the end zone, and it's like, how's this guy open? Who got that man? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's unbelievable. Whose man is that? That's what we used to say in the playground. Whose man is that?
Man, who got that man? You're right.
Know what I'm saying?
Who got dude with a white shirt? You're right.
Who got him? And why is he open? But kudos to Chicago. It was a great year for you guys. But again, I don't want to poo-poo on Adam, but we know how the NFL is. Just because you got here this year doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be back next year. You got some things to retool. What's that? I mean, the good thing is you got the coach and you got the quarterback. That's like, those are the main things, right? So, you want to get the offensive line, you want to get your pass rush going, your defense, and what you got, your secondary. I think you got a couple of guys that's on that's free agents. So, you get those things right, and kudos to them. To the Rams, Stafford. I think he's still what, the MVP. They still got him as listed as MVP for the year.
He should probably win it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Rams are a good team. The Rams are a good team. You got Devontae Adams. You got Puka. Devontae Adams made a hell of a catch on the sideline over there. Kept his feet in. That's what he does. I'm not surprised by him, but it's always impressive when you see him at his age. Was he 33 now? So yeah, I mean, we should have a good championship game. I think. Well, one side on the NFC side. I'm not too sure what we're going to see on that AFC side. Other than, I'm sorry, Tone. I mean, it should be cakewalk for Patriots, man. I'm sorry, man. All of us, rationally thinking, not with your heart, just objectively speaking, it should be no problem for the Patriots after what we saw, what they did this weekend. They should be able to handle Denver. But that's all I got for you, Kev.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Drake May, MVP.
Drake May playing a hell of a ball. He's playing really good.
He's gonna be a factor because which Rams quarterback had a bad last game, so we'll see. I mean, we'll see how that factors in. So, but Drake May might be right there to steal it. So,
yeah. So, interesting enough. Hate this kind of year. As we continue to go through the playoffs, football continues to dwindle down, and now we're down to tonight's game, the college football championship, and now we got two more games with the NFC and AFC championship in the NFL, and then you got the Super Bowl, and then that's it. But needless to say, man, been a good season. No clear-cut favorites here in the NFL this year. It was going back and forth. This team is good, that one's good, and you really didn't know, man. So good season. And we got the AFC and the NFC conference championships lined up next weekend on Sunday, man. So that part of the show is wrapped up. Let's go real quick. I'm going to give it to Adam and Tony first. Your thoughts on the national championship game between the University of Indiana and the University of Miami. Down in Miami, down there. It was a little chilly this morning down here this way, man. And supposed to warm up to 65 degrees, but perfect football weather, man. Tony, Adam, I'll give it to you first. Your thoughts on this game, and what's your thoughts, and give me a winner.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's defense has got to do this for him because I don't think, like, I know he's played okay, but
You don't trust.
I don't trust Carson Beck. I mean, the happiest people when Carson Beck left Georgia were Georgia fans. Like, they were happy he left. Like, I don't think he can win this game for them. They need to keep it close. They need to do what they did against Ohio State. They need to jump out early. They need their defense to play well. But man, the Indiana offense is playing so good. Mendoza, man, he is spot on. Like, he is very, very accurate. He just figures out ways to win. That defense is better than I think people think they are. Indiana's just tough. But Miami, has shown, hey, there's a reason why they put us in the playoffs. I know it's pissing Notre Dame fans off, but they're doing their thing. But I think Indiana's going to win this game. I mean, Cignetti, like, he's so well coached. If you're going to go with the edge on the coaches, you got to go with Indiana because do people really trust Mario Cristobal over Cignetti? And Tony and I joke too. Cignetti, man, he's probably the biggest trash talker, but he's backed it up. I mean, when he said, "I win, just Google me," he did that going into Indiana. Like, that team, we talked about Tony and I, that is the worst FBS team in the last 20 years, probably ever.
50.
And yet he went in and started winning right away. So I know Indiana fans are coming out of the woodwork right now. My cousin came down. He's from Indiana. He came down. I think he paid about $20,000 to go to the game, like, just stupid money. Wow. I think Indiana wins this game. And honestly, I think they win it by more than 10.
Wow.
Tony, what you got on this one? Okay, Adam.
So I grew up in the 80s, and I didn't like Nebraska football, even though I'm from Nebraska. I became an Oklahoma Sooners fan because I thought Bosworth was the coolest dude ever. But I always liked watching Miami beat on Nebraska. So I kind of, now living down here in Florida, I kind of root for the Canes. I'm not in Miami. We're a couple hours on the other coast from Miami. It was 36 degrees here this morning. I don't know what happened with that. But Indiana's a great story. They have a bunch of old guys out there. Their average age on their team's like 23 years old. And it's just a bunch of dudes that have been around forever, and they're playing great football. But Miami has dudes out there. They're bigger. They got faster. They're NFL guys. I mean, their offensive, defensive line are on paper better than Indiana's. But Indiana's just got a bunch of guys out there playing together as a team. They don't make stupid mistakes. As much as I want the Canes to win, and I do, and I'm rooting for them, I think Indiana has a little bit of an edge, and I think they're probably going to win this. The only game I look at to compare it is the Ohio State game, and Miami dominated Ohio State while Indiana was down at halftime to Ohio State and needed a missed field goal just to, take that thing further on. So, I mean, I don't know. It can go either way. Indiana's probably going to fool around and win this, and we're going to have an Indiana football national champion, which I'm not a big fan of because I'm a more traditionalist. I like the big programs out there winning. Rooting Miami. I think they can get it done, but they can't make stupid mistakes. Indiana looks pretty good. So they'll probably fool around and win, but I don't think they cover the spread. 8.5, whatever that is, too much.
Gotcha. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. DA, your thoughts? Miami and Indiana tonight, national championship.
I believe I like Indiana. I think they're a good team. I think they, a lot of transfers in. They play together. Older team. But in this game, I just think the explosion is going to come from Miami. And I don't know why. I'm not a Miami fan either. I just know that they can win in a lot of different ways. So can Indiana, but the one way Miami can win that Indiana can't win is defensively. And they got a good defense in Indiana, but they haven't really played anybody all season. Make me say that's a stalwart defense. But it's a good defense. A well-paid defense, if I might add. But that stated, I think it should be a good game. I don't think there'll be many coaching mistakes, even though I believe, like you, that, Cignetti is a better coach than Cristobal. But Cristobal is the offensive lineman, which means that he's not going to think much. He's just going to do the things that work. And if that's running the ball 30 times, he's going to do that. And everybody can leave the stadium and just be mad and everything else, because that's what Miami will do if they have to do that. If they have to pass the balls, when I get scared, because, Carson Beck, not bad, but he's not great.
Sounds like you don't trust him.
I think Miami trusts him. It's just some people in Georgia didn't trust him, and good reason why, But it is what it is, But yeah, I think it should be a very interesting game.
Gotcha. I'll say this. I'm gonna be real quick with this. I think I said it on Thursday night. Was it Thursday night? Yeah. I think it should be a good, entertaining game. I think defense will absolutely lead the way for both. I think 8. What is the spread now? Still 7.5. I think that's a lot. But I'm thinking that Indiana is going to win this game. I think I said 20-17 on Thursday, and I'm still sticking by it. And I think Indiana's offense will have a little bit more offense than Miami's offense, and we'll definitely, hopefully, this should be a good, entertaining game. I'm gonna leave it down for Ryan. Ryan grew up down here in South Florida when the days of the U was here. I'll let Ryan have his last words on the national championship game.
I have three words.
Yep.
3 words. Time of possession. That's the key. Because Indiana can also win different ways. They can be explosive. I think Fernando has the most passes over like 30 yards. So they can be very explosive as well. Time of possession. If you watch the Canes this whole playoff, they've dominated time of possession. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why that Ole Miss game was close was because of the self-inflicted wounds that Miami gave itself. Time of possession is the key. If you can keep Indiana off the field by running with that massive offensive line, which is average of like 330 or something like that, compared to Indiana's D-line, which is good, but they're on the smaller side. If they can have Fletcher getting first downs, extending plays, Miami doesn't play fast at all. They're one of the more slowest tempo games, because I give Mario Cristobal kudos after those 2 losses when they had against SMU and Louisville, when they had Beck throwing the ball around with all these interceptions. He's like, nah, we got to reel him in. Ball control, Malachi Tony bubble screens. The Canes will win tonight if the time of possession is dominated, and that's the key to me. Time of possession.
I like it.
Gotcha, man. Listen, this is hopefully, like I said, we should have a good, entertaining game, and like I said, perfect football weather. We should be around 65 degrees tonight in Miami Gardens, Florida. So hopefully interesting, man. Hey, want to shout out to Adam and Tony, man, for coming through on the Sports Chase today. Round of applause for these gentlemen. Shout out to all those in the chat. I know some of their people had came over here. Thank y'all so much for coming in and checking us out, man. This is what we do. We just a bunch of dudes. We just talk and love sports, love football, man. Just like Adam and Tony, man. And Tony, when the Raiders hire a coach, man, I'm gonna reach back out to you, man, and see if you're happy or not happy, man. So
no, thanks for having us. Love it. Great show you guys put on here.
Got you, man. I'm gonna let you guys have the last word before we get on out of here. Adam, I'll start with you first, sir.
Hey, man, it was great getting to know you guys. Hopefully we can come back on another time. Love to have you on our show sometime. Check out Storm Chasers. It was great. We had a blast. Me and Tony did. We've been talking about this the past couple of days, getting ready for it. Check us out, Two Bald Guys Sports Podcast. We talk football just like you guys, man. We're just a bunch of dudes that like to talk sports. Our wives are kind of tired of us listening to us, so we take it out that way. But check us out. Keep doing your thing, and it was great getting to meet you and getting to know you guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. Tony, what you got for us, sir?
Yeah, again, thanks so much for having us on. It's a great show you guys put on. Love hearing other people's takes on stuff. And check out Two Bald Guys Sports Podcast, all the apps, TikTok, all that good stuff. We're out there, YouTube, everything. And again, love to have you guys on our show one of these days, and keep in touch with us, and go Canes tonight.
Gotcha. Now we're definitely going to keep in touch with you. Real quick story. I guess the wives are originators of both shows, because DA's wife, one day we was arguing, talking on the phone one day, and I heard her say, "Y'all talk so much on the phone and being nice." Yeah. No, And I was like, Rhonda, that is brilliant, man. And I took it and kind of ran with it, man. And shout out to Mrs. DA for giving that spark that we needed.
No problem.
It started that, man. So listen, we absolutely Adam and Tony, we absolutely going to have you guys back, man. We would love to have you. We would love to be on your show as well. Just let us know. We'll absolutely be there. Shout out to all those in the chat. And hey, we appreciate you. So listen, we're going to get on out of here. On behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O'Warren, the host and moderator. For our guests, for Adam and Tony, for guys on the panel, for Ryan, for the DA and D-Dub. Shout out to the angry one. He was in the comments, couldn't get on. Shout out to Dan and Mike in their absence, man. Yo, this is the Sports Chasers, man. Enjoy the game tonight. Y'all be good, be great. Hey, we'll talk to you later. Peace.
You've been locked in with Sports Chasers, where conversation doesn't follow trends, it follows the game. If you rock with the discussion, tap in, subscribe, and join the community that keeps sports real. Until next time, stay locked, stay sharp, and keep chasing sports the right way.